Mr. Miliband, I hope the change in UK policy towards Hezbollah is a step forward. Why do the UK and US show double standards in their Middle Eastern policy? Meaning, they call for peace and coexistence between Palestinians and Israel, while they support Israel on a political and military level. Why don't you condemn Israeli crimes while you deny Palestinians their right to express their frustration to the injustice they face, and forbid them from obtaining arms, and you fight them in the name of countering terrorism? When will the UK change its position towards Arab resistance and stop supporting Israel?
I'm sorry you feel we have double standards. We try to have a clear and consistent and principled position. We do reject violence on any side as the basis for resolving dispute, whether in this region or elsewhere. But I think it's very important that I make clear, first of all, our overriding commitment to a two-state solution. Justice and security for Palestinians and Israelis demands a Palestinian state that can live alongside Israel. We believe that Palestinian state should be based on 1967 borders. We believe Jerusalem should be the capital both of Israel and of the Palestinian state. And we are clear that there needs to be a fair settlement for refugees. That is a clear and consistent position that you can see in the UN resolutions that we support and defend, and in the positions that we take, whether in respect of rocket fire from Hamas or settlement building by Israel, both of which we oppose. So we try to take a position that is principled and clear and consistent. And I hope you will accept that it's not designed to support one side or the other, because the truth is that Israelis and Palestinians need to live next door to each other in the interests of security and justice for both of them.
When will the UK acknowledge its historic wrong against the rights of Palestinians when it issued the Balfour Declaration? Don't you think the UK bears the moral, legal, and financial responsibility of this decision? And when will you acknowledge this responsibility?
Well, I believe we all have to take our share of the responsibility for the current situation, which is in the interest neither of Palestinians nor of Israelis, because it jeopardizes the security and justice that both seek. So of course Britain has to take its share of the responsibility. I think it's in Britain's national interest that we work hard for a two-state solution in the Middle East, using peaceful diplomatic means to take that forward. In the end, we can't rewrite history, but what we can do is shape the future, and that's what we're trying to do.
It's said that Jordan is still under British mandate and can't make decisions on the use of its strategic natural resources, such as oil, until the end of the mandate in 2010. Is this true?
That is completely untrue. Jordan is a sovereign, independent country which makes its own decisions. And I've just come from meetings with King Abdullah, with the Prime Minister, with the Foreign Minister. This is a country that is a proud country that plays its own role in the region and in the world, and it makes its own decisions, as any sovereign country does. We have a partnership between Britain and Jordan, a deep partnership founded on history, founded on shared commitments. But we each enter into that partnership freely, and we have enormous respect for Jordan and its achievements, and we see Jordan as an equal partner, not in any other way.
Why did the UK implement one particular article in the Balfour Declaration which gave Jews a state in Palestine, but not the second, which was to safeguard Palestinian civil rights? Is this due to Zionist influence over Western powers, or Arab weakness and lack of political clout in the West?
Britain has stood for a two-state solution in the Middle East for a very long time. You're right about the Balfour Declaration, but ever since the Peel Commission of 1937, that is 72 years ago, we have been committed to a two-state solution in the Middle East. That's something that we've tried to carry through in all of our policies. And I don't see that as a matter of being imbalanced. I see that as a matter of being in the interests of the whole region and in the British national interest.
The UK continues to support Israel. Don't you think this generates hatred towards the British? What has the UK done to accept its historic responsibility to resolve the most important issue for Arabs?
Well, we are absolutely clear that it's important to ensure that the security and stability of Israel is at the heart of a stable Middle East, just as a state for the Palestinians that is viable and able to meet the needs of its own people is also at the heart of a stable Middle East. Britain tries to take that forward diplomatically, most recently through the sponsorship of UN Security Council Resolution 1860, which called for an end to the fighting in Gaza and called for an opening of the crossings as well as an end to arms smuggling. But Britain is also proud to be a strong supporter of the Palestinian people, directly through humanitarian aid, but also through building up the security forces, building up the economy of a future Palestinian state. So we try to effect change top-down, but also bottom-up, reflecting our own distinctive responsibilities, both as a result of history, but equally and as important, as a proud member of the European Union, and also a permanent member of the UN Security Council.